I get this question a lot. Is there an angle of where, if you're operating a healthcare based franchise, can you later down the road apply the green card through EB2 national interest waiver? Could that be an argument where you are operating in an area of national interest of the United States of America? You're helping the elderly, you're paying taxes, you're employing Americans, and your proposed endeavor is already there. It's happening and it has substantial merit as well. You start with a franchise like that later down the road. Are you looking at a greater leverage when it comes to applying for a green card?
That's a really good question. And I think it's a good segue to just, EB2 NIW. It was the most popular transition for our clients to obtain a US green card over the past 3 years. But over the past 9 months, it switched to the EB1A category because it's taken 2 to 3 years to get a green card through this path, where the other option, which depending on the case is more difficult, it's 12 to 18 months. But sticking to the EB2 NIW, it's going to depend what your background is. So were you already an advanced degree holder, something, senior care related, and you're going to use that experience, or are you going to show exceptional ability as you as an entrepreneur, that you have a degree of expertise significantly above that ordinarily encountered in sciences, arts, or business? 10 years working, license to practice profession or certification of your profession or occupation, membership in professional associations, recognition for achievement, significant contribution to your industry or field by your peers. And they've recently clarified this as of 2 days ago, Aladdin, in terms of
Hmm.
the EB2 NIW, and really solidifying the guidelines of the type of people that can apply. For advanced degree professionals seeking a national interest waiver, also called NIW, we, USCIS, consider whether the occupation in which the petitioner proposes an advance and endeavor is a profession, and if applicable, whether the 5 years of post-bachelor's experience is in this specialty. So what was happening, there were a lot of people that, for example, went to school for business and then switched into tech, and they're running a software company. They're clamping down on those type of candidates. The guidance is switch for people with the exceptional ability seeking a national interest. That exceptional ability must relate to the endeavor proposed as part of the NIW request. Is the shared skill sets, the knowledge, managing a lot of people relevant? And you've already run a business, or you were a senior executive where you manage 20, 50 employees. This path is getting clamped down on. The approval rate's still above 70% for this green card option, and you can get results within four months of working with us, to apply for the EB2 NIW. So if you're approved or not, and then you have to wait. But it's getting trickier to get the green card through the EB2 NIW. If you're going to go that way, your background is going to matter a lot more than in the past, as well as the type of business. We have to be a little more selective. But that being said, a lot of our clients are rock stars. They're going all the way for the EB1A, also called the Einstein visa. So we have a lot more clients just going all in, trying to get the top talent EB1A, showing they're at the
Correct.
best of the
Because it's
field.
doable. Because
Yeah.
it's doable. I was speaking to, a prospect yesterday. So this person in his country has been extremely successful in his business, and his business is in the STEM category. He's employing a lot of people. He's made a lot of money. He's a great success, and now thinking about coming to the US through E-2 visa, and we were kind of discussing about, oh, shall we go and look for an existing business? Shall we take the franchise route, or shall we expand a part of your business here to America? And then we looked at her profile, and it was like, okay, his establishment is pretty distinguished in the space that it was operating in, and he made pretty decent money. So that's two criteria right there.
What are we
And
talking, like top 1% in his country?
minimum,
Oh
minimum.
yeah. Our clients are generally already successful. They're high performers, top performers. They usually hit already one or two of these, and then they come to the US on the E2 visa, further strengthen their case. The business gets published. They're hitting key milestones for the US business, and they're focused on the business. And we just got to work together to document their accomplishments. So I think
Oh,
it's good to say a lot of, having done this for the last 10 years, I interviewed for my book a client who's making 300K net. He invested in a real estate related business. He could probably sell that business for like 1.5 million. First couple of years were tough. He was working his tail off, not making much money those first couple of years, but he started making a lot more cash flow, and now he's creating an asset. But until he got that green card, and him and his family got it through the EB2, it was in the back of his head. It's almost like he couldn't sleep well at night because the kids were so integrated in school, amazing school. The wife found her dream job, and the E2 visa was tied to that business. And if he sold it or if there was a big issue and he closed, they'd have to go home, and they didn't want to go home. So it's good to emphasize that. Focus on the business, but and put your head down. But if you like it here in the US and you're settled, we've got to work together and figure out a long-term plan for you and your family.